G'day everyone. Thanks for joining us at Too Good Sports yet again. Too Good Sports is brought to you by Bentley Sports Towels. They're the super absorbent, they're the super light towel. They're good for you and they're good for the environment. I'm joined by my old mate Greggy, big fan of Bentley Sports Towels. Greg?
Yeah, mate, we all use them here. There's the three boys here and plus my wife, and all four of us love our Bentley's towels, mate. We use them regularly after a bit of exercise, bit of yoga and all that. It's the best thing to use is Bentley's towel, mate.
All right, let's get into it anyway, Greggy. Canberra back, they're looking a bit better than what they did. The Bateman difference, how much of an impact is he? Has that made a bit of a difference in your opinion?
Yeah, I can't believe some bloke can be out for that long and play as well as he did and also play for 80 minutes, or close there too. Well, he had to, tough game against North Queensland. They weren't expecting that. He was brilliant. He adds a lot of dimension to them, and I think they just love having him around. As a halfback, you're going to be safe with him around because he's going to defend you. He's going to make sure that, no one attacks you. And as a forward pack, he's going to be somebody who's moving forward and you get to run off that. So he's good for the backs with your halves, and he's also good for the rest of the forwards. Brilliant, and I think that puts him right in the picture, in my opinion. What about you?
I couldn't agree more. I think he's a big difference. I know he's a different style of player, but I think the same thing. When South a lot of the time probably relied on Sam Burgess. He brings a calm. He brings that toughness, and I think that the other players rise to him too. Having like you mentioned, that's just unbelievable. Being out for so long with such a serious injury and coming back and playing the full 80 minutes, but at that impact too. He didn't come back and look ginger. Some of them will eat their way into the game. I didn't find that. No, I've got a massive rap on him, and that's something Stewart does do, is find those guys. And I think they want to lift for him too, Stewart. Yeah,
25 degrees too in Townsville when he was playing. So it wasn't like they were playing, down in Canberra.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Well, mate, my little story for the week is I've been watching the games closely, and I've noticed that the fullback's involvement is hugely different to what it was back probably in our days in the the 80s and all that. A fullback was a fullback. They used to have kicking competitions as such a lot of times. Took the bombs, and then they might run in the outside of centre or something to score a try. But now you got fullbacks who are capable of loads, and look at the try assists. And King Gutho, of all players, he's coming second in the try assists out of the whole comp. That's halfback, 5'8", all that. And then also Dufty, he's in the top 10. You look at Corey Norman, another Dragon, he's coming 39th. It sort of sums up the Dragons. But just outside the top 10's Turbo, and Turbo hasn't played for 4 weeks, and so Tedesco. So I'm just wondering your thoughts on the evolution of the fullback and the ability now of a fullback to be a try scorer and also assist in tries. Darius Boyd showed it on the weekend that he's good at that.
It was his best game. But look, I think a lot of it, and it's obvious, is down to Billy Slater. He reinvented that type, or he invented that type of play, I guess, or certainly modernised it. Fullbacks did chime in, and they always have chimed in, but I agree with your comment there. They've now become not just chiming in, they have the ball in their hands as much as, or almost as much as a 5'8" and a halfback. They've got beautiful silky hands. They can easily adapt to 5'8". And really, I guess you're talking about the 80s and 90s. The highest paid player, the most valued player outside of the halves were your centres. So that's really, really switched around now. You see a lot of guys like Latrell who want to go to a club and be recognised. Dugan wanted the same thing.
Dugan left the Dragons, yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Mate, our last one today is Fittler came out and made some comments, as Brad Fittler does. Look, he's obviously he's working for a media outlet, and that's his job to, I guess, at times be controversial and get people talking, as we are now. His statement was that a number of clubs should merge. One of them was his old club. Do you want to go a bit further with that?
He wouldn't, there's a difference between controversial and ridiculous. He was ridiculous. Doesn't mention the Roosters whatsoever. They've got no juniors, no nothing. Never talks about them merging with anyone or with South Sydney or with anything else. It's a stupid comment, and I'm really peed off with the way he spoke, because he just throws those things out there. Then people go, how could the world, could St George, Cronulla and Illawarra become one team? They've all got juniors. They've all got strong bases. They've all got financial backing. I'm really upset with him. And then he wanted to throw what he threw Western. He wanted the Tigers and Penrith to merge as well, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
No, don't touch the Roosters. No, don't touch the Roosters. No, hopeless comment, and it got shared by everyone, which really peeved me off because, and I said I didn't really want us sharing it because I just thought it was a ridiculous comment with no foundations to it whatsoever. What about yourself?
Oh, I agree. I think the holers bowlers are really, because it had no basis to it. It's never going to happen. It was honestly just throwing that little bomb in there and going like that, ducking for cover, and knowing that people are going to react to it one way or the other. I agree. I think there's a difference between being ridiculous and also being controversial.
Yeah.
But there was no real basis to it. It's never going to happen. Look, I believe there will be some Sydney teams either relocate, merge, or one day not be around, and that could be for a while. And no one likes to have their side brought into that type of discussion. But even there's just a suggestion of that happening. Well, you've got 4 lots of supporters there are going to be pretty ticked off to hear that. So I don't know the motive behind it. I think it might have been a Channel 9 executive that sort of passed that on to Brad.
Yeah, well, they should have thrown it straight in the rubbish bin. It was gutter journalism at its best. I hated it. Maybe said the same to it, but I hated it. I just thought it was ridiculous. There was no, at least with these sort of things, put some theory behind it, put some context to it. There's none of that. It was just thrown out there. Rubbish.
Yep. No, you've got a fair point there, mate. So you can assure all Dragons fans, Greggy, everything's okay.
St. George Illawarra Sharks. Oh, that'd be the end of me.
That'd be a strange animal you'd have to create there.
Oh, I don't even want to think about the animal.
All right, Brad Fittler, you're off Greggy's Christmas card list there. Look, that's us for us. That's it for us, Greggy. Next time, folks, we'll be speaking to you from where we usually are, back in our base. We'll be together again, which will be great to do. We'll be passing that on and advertising that throughout the week. Also, folks, please continue to do what you are doing. You're checking out and we really appreciate it. The amount of people who've subscribed to our website. It's a good time to do it, actually, Greggy, because we have a promotion on at the moment. If you do subscribe to our website, check it out there. It's Too Good Sports, togoodsports.com.au. It's really simple. All you need to do is go ahead and subscribe, follow the directions there. Get onto our social media as well with Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But until next time, Greggy, I think that's about it for us, buddy.
Yeah, we're over and out. And Greg, get on there. Support us and we'll support you. There's some good prizes going out to some people. Absolutely. Take it easy, Hamo.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you. And thanks for joining us, folks. We'll see you next time at Too Good Sports.
See ya.